Okay, so I'm going to attempt to demonstrate the moon phases with my phone and my ring light. So right now, my ring light, or we will call the sun, is right behind my camera. We will take the toilet paper as being the moon, and my head will be the earth. So what I want you to do from your perspective, so from where you are, it would be like you are between the sun and the moon. So it'd be like you're standing right here between the sun and the moon. All right. So I want you to keep your eye on the sun the whole time it goes around my head. And I'm not turning, it doesn't matter if I turn this or not, because it's all the same for our purposes. No model is perfect, but this should help a little bit. So I'm gonna go here. This would be a new moon. Then we'd have waxing crescent. We'd have the first quarter. We'd have waxing gibbous. And if you remember, the moon orbits the earth or goes around the earth at a tilt. So I'm gonna put the moon up here. This would be full moon. Then we'd have waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, and new moon. So, what did you notice about the toilet paper as it went around? Did it reflect the sunlight the whole way around? Yes, it did. So there's always a part of the sun, there's always a part of the moon that is facing the sun. Is it the same part of the moon that's always facing the sun? Yes, it is. So now we're going to do it from my perspective. Okay, so now we are from my perspective, or the earth, and we see our quote-unquote moon and our sun, the ring light. Now, because of how far away things are and the size of the things, this isn't exactly going to be how it is in real life. So right here, we don't see any of the sun illuminating the toilet paper. So this would be the new moon. Now as we move, we can see that we can start to see part of the reflected light on the toilet paper. So this would be like a waxing crescent. There's no shadow hitting it. The shadow of my arm is going back behind me. It's because we're looking at it from this angle. Now, if I continue the revolution or the orbit of the moon, we can now see that the front half is lit and the dark half is not lit. It's not a shadow. We're not in something's shadow. It's just the part that isn't getting light from the sun right now. So now you can see that we can see most of the toilet paper. We can see most of the light that's from the sun. So this would be a waxing gibbous. And then as we get right here, so we have the sun behind me, we have my head, and we have the toilet paper. This would be a full moon. So you can see all of the lit portion of the toilet paper. Now, if it moved into my shadow, which would be the Earth's shadow, this would be a lunar eclipse. But because the moon orbits at an angle, we don't always have an eclipse. So now we're going to make our way back towards the sun. Okay, so here we have the full moon, or full toilet paper. You can see all of the lit portion of the toilet paper. And so we're going to start making our way back towards the sun. Now you can see that we're starting to see the unlit portion of the moon. It's getting darker on the right. There's no shadow being cast. There's nothing blocking it. It's just the part of the moon that right now isn't getting light. So we would have a third quarter as we continue. We'd have a waning crescent, and then we would come all the way back to a new moon.